Most people in America wake up every morning carrying the same quiet fear. Not the kind you talk about at the dinner table or post about online, but the kind that sits heavy in your chest the moment your eyes open. The kind that follows you into the shower, rides with you in traffic, and waits for you at your desk. It's the fear that nothing is really changing. The fear that you're doing everything you were told to do, yet life isn't responding. You go to work day after day, you show up on time, you do what's expected, you pay the bills, keep your head down, and tell yourself to be grateful. At night, you collapse onto the couch, scrolling through your phone, watching other people live lives that feel bigger, freer, more alive. And in those quiet moments, when the noise finally fades, one question keeps coming back. Is this really it? You don't hate your life, but you don't love it either. You feel stuck somewhere in between, trapped in routines that blur together. Weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and slowly, without realizing it, your dreams start to feel unrealistic, even embarrassing to think about. You tell yourself you'll figure it out someday. You just don't know when that day is supposed to come. This fear doesn't scream. It whispers. It shows up as exhaustion, as procrastination, as that strange emptiness you can't explain to anyone else. And the hardest part is this. You're not failing, you're surviving. But deep down, you know you were meant for more than just getting through the day. This video isn't here to give you fake motivation. It's here to give you truth. Because real change doesn't start with confidence. It starts with honesty. There was a time when Ethan truly believed something was wrong with him. He couldn't explain it, but the feeling followed him everywhere. He wasn't lazy, he wasn't stupid, he wasn't ungrateful for what he had. And yet, no matter how hard he tried, he always felt behind, like he had missed some invisible starting signal everyone else heard. Everywhere he looked, people around him seemed to be moving forward. Friends were landing better jobs, getting promotions, building careers. Others were finding love, starting families, buying homes. Social media only made it worse. Highlight reels of success, happiness, and progress that made his own life feel smaller by comparison. While their lives appeared to be accelerating, Ethan felt stuck, running in place. He worked hard, he stayed late, he tried to improve himself, but the gap never seemed to close. And over time, that constant comparison began to change him. It whispered doubts into his mind. It made him question his abilities, his timing, his worth. Slowly, without realizing it, he stopped trusting himself. His weakness was never failure. Failure would have meant he tried and fell short. His real weakness was comparison, measuring his life against timelines that were never meant for him. And little by little, that comparison stole his confidence. It pulled his focus away from his own path. It drained his motivation and replaced it with quiet frustration. Eventually, the most painful loss wasn't opportunity. It was belief. Belief that he was capable. Belief that his time would come. Belief that his story was still unfolding. And once that belief began to fade, even small steps forward started to feel impossible. In America, we're taught to hide our weaknesses, to act strong, to keep moving, keep smiling, and pretend we have everything under control. From a young age, we learn that struggle is something to conceal, not confront. Admitting uncertainty feels like failure, so we push it down and hope no one notices. But here's the truth most people never hear. Your weakness is not the enemy. Avoiding it is. The real damage doesn't come from what you're bad at. It comes from refusing to look at it honestly. The moment Ethan stopped running from what he struggled with, something unexpected happened. He didn't suddenly become confident. He didn't have all the answers. He became aware. For the first time, he stopped judging himself and started understanding himself. He began paying attention to his patterns, his habits, his fears. He began learning who he was instead of who he thought he was supposed to be. And in that awareness, something shifted. Not overnight, not dramatically, but quietly and deeply. And that small shift changed everything. Every successful person you admire once stood exactly where you are right now, confused, insecure, and unsure of themselves. They didn't have clarity, they didn't have confidence, they didn't have guarantees. What they had was a choice. The difference isn't talent, it isn't luck, it isn't some secret advantage you don't have. The difference is courage. Courage to face weakness without quitting. Courage to keep showing up when progress feels painfully slow. Courage to stay committed when results are invisible and no one is watching. That kind of courage doesn't feel powerful. It doesn't feel heroic. Most of the time, it feels uncomfortable. It feels lonely. It feels like doubt and effort at the same time. But that discomfort is not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's the doorway to growth. Because every time you choose discomfort over comfort, you step closer to becoming the person you're capable of being. And that's how real change begins. Ethan began to realize something important. His weakness had been training him the whole time. What he once saw as a limitation was actually a quiet teacher. It taught him patience when results were delayed and nothing seemed to move. It taught him discipline when motivation disappeared and showing up felt heavy. It taught him empathy because he understood what it felt like to struggle in silence. The very things that once made him feel behind were shaping him into someone deeper, steadier, and more resilient. While others relied on confidence, he learned consistency. While others moved fast, he learned how to endure, and those lessons stayed with him. And this is where most people quit, right at the edge of transformation, right before weakness turns into strength, right before struggle becomes advantage. They walk away not because they can't do it, but because they don't yet see what they're becoming. Ethan stayed, and that choice changed everything. Consistency isn't glamorous. In fact, consistency feels boring. It feels repetitive. It feels invisible. There are no applause, no instant rewards, no moments that make you feel special. Most days it feels like nothing is happening at all. But consistency is how weakness becomes strength. Not overnight, not in a week, and not when motivation is high. It happens day by day, step by step, through small actions repeated even when the excitement fades. It happens quietly while the world is distracted. While others chase shortcuts and quick wins, consistency keeps building something real beneath the surface. And one day, without warning, what once felt invisible becomes undeniable. That's how real change is made. America loves overnight success stories. We celebrate the moments that look sudden, effortless, and dramatic. But what rarely gets shown is the truth. Real success is slow, it's quiet, it's built in moments no one applauds. Real success is showing up on days you feel tired, unmotivated, and unsure. It's choosing progress over perfection when quitting would be easier. It's doing the work even when the reward feels distant and the results feel invisible. The people who win are not the most talented. They're not always the smartest or the most confident. They're the ones who stay consistent when others stop. They understand that success isn't a breakthrough, it's a build-up. And that build-up changes everything. Ethan didn't suddenly become fearless. The fear never fully disappeared. What changed was his discipline.
He stopped waiting for confidence to arrive and started building it through action. Small steps, small commitments, kept day after day. Every small win rewired his mindset. It proved to him that progress was possible. Every failure became information, not a verdict. It showed him what didn't work and pushed him closer to what eventually would. Slowly, almost without noticing, the thing he once hated about himself, his persistence, his refusal to quit, was the very reason others began to respect him. Not because he talked about his journey, but because they could see it in how he showed up. That's how real confidence is built, quietly, consistently, from the inside out. Your weakness is pointing you toward your purpose. It's not random, it's not a mistake. The struggle you keep hating is training you for the life you say you want. Every difficult moment is teaching you something you'll need later. The pain you keep avoiding is shaping your future strength, not by breaking you, but by refining you, by forcing you to grow in ways comfort never could. But that only happens if you stay, if you stop running, if you face it instead of escaping it. Only if you don't quit when it gets uncomfortable. Only if you trust that this part of the journey matters. Because on the other side of that struggle is a version of you strong enough to carry the life you're working towards. And that's the truth most people never hear. If you feel stuck right now, that doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're in the middle. And the middle is uncomfortable by design. It's the part of the journey where clarity hasn't arrived yet, but the old version of you no longer fits. Growth doesn't feel good while it's happening. It feels confusing. It feels frustrating. It feels like effort without feedback.
But looking back, it always makes sense. You realize that the uncertainty was shaping you, the struggle was strengthening you, and the waiting was preparing you. So if you're in the middle, stay, because this is where real change is happening, even if you can't see it yet. This is your reminder, you don't need to be perfect to move forward. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need clarity, confidence, or certainty. You only need the willingness to take the next small step. Then take it again and again and again, even when it feels slow, even when it feels pointless, because those small steps are building momentum, whether you notice it or not. Progress isn't loud, it's quiet repetition. And if you stay with it long enough, those small steps will carry you somewhere you never thought you'd reach. One day, you'll look back and realize the weakness you were once ashamed of became the strength that changed your life. The very thing you tried to hide, avoid, or fix was quietly shaping who you needed to become. And when that day comes, everything will make sense. The slow progress, the setbacks, the moments you wanted to quit but didn't. You'll understand that quitting was never an option. It was simply a test of how badly you wanted the life on the other side. And in that realization, you'll finally see how far you've come. So if you're watching this right now and thinking, this feels like my story, don't scroll away. Don't click to the next video. Stay, because this moment matters more than you realize. Your breakthrough isn't going to come from motivation. Motivation fades, it comes and goes. Your breakthrough comes from consistency, from showing up when you don't feel inspired, from choosing discipline over comfort again and again. Stay long enough, and consistency will do what motivation never could. It will change your life. If this message helped you, if it inspired you, challenged you, or simply reminded you that you're not alone, take a second and like this video. It tells the algorithm this message matters, and it helps it reach someone else who needs to hear it right now. Subscribe to the channel for real motivation, not hype, not empty words, just powerful stories and mindset shifts designed to help you grow stronger,
more focused, and more disciplined every single day. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video, because the next one might be the reminder you didn't know you needed. And remember this, your weakness is not your ending. It's not proof that you're behind. It's not a sign to quit. Your weakness is your beginning. Stay consistent, stay focused, and keep moving forward.